Twin flame separation is the most cathartic moment along the twin flame journey. It's the moment when all hope seems to be lost, when the connection seems to fade. After the beautiful honeymoon period, when the initial intensity of the connection has a chance to blossom, and a deep love forms between the two partners. During the first stage of the twin flame relationship, people will experience undeniable signs of unity and experience this budding love that brings both partners closer to themselves and each other. For more information on the stages, signs, and overall energy of the twin flame union, check out my video all about twin flames, and my other video on the subject titled Twin Flames versus Trauma Bonds, to understand the difference between a twin flame relationship and a more tumultuous karmic relationship type known as a trauma bond. If you are in a true twin flame relationship, one of the stages that is always going to occur is separation. This separation is going to be emotional, energetic, and/or physical in nature. And this stage of separation is inevitable because it is the moment when the catalysis between the two twin flames occurs, setting off the need to achieve unity within each partner. Now, the reason why twin flame separation is such an important part of the journey is because this is where the true healing occurs. This is where the partners will experience a deep triggering of their inner wounds to explore the need for union within each other. During the first stage of the twin flame relationship, it is the coming together in the physical that allows the partners to vibrationally match each other, to explore higher states of consciousness together, and also to reveal their subconscious blind spots that can often result in painful triggering of past wounds, past subconscious blockages, and every other impediment existing within the psyche of each partner, preventing them from entering true union. These blockages can include energetic, emotional, mental, or physical challenges that make partners feel like they are not worthy of love. In the divine masculine counterpart, this can feel like an overall undeserving nature toward experiencing the state of love, toward actually receiving the feminine's unabiding love for him. Just like the feminine might go through a stage in which she feels her vulnerabilities exposed and doesn't allow herself to manifest union because of the past triggering of everything that she has experienced in her early childhood, which made her feel like she cannot accept the masculine's unabiding love for her. I want you to think of the twin flame union as not a relationship simply occurring at the surface between two physical partners, but as the projection of the union that occurs within each partner. That being said, when partners meet each other for the first time, the twin flames go through an energetic rebalancing effect. Very often they will experience a rise in the Kundalini energies. Their chakra system evolves and expands to include more mutual shared energy. Very often there is a healing of the sacral, solar plexus, heart, and throat chakras, allowing for clear communication and for the resolution of past energetic blockages which keep the partners in a state of fear and separation from themselves and the quality of love. When partners first meet each other, they experience such a magnetic pull that allows them to fully explore the new qualities of love through each other. However, there comes a moment when the partner's love becomes so deep and so intense that it often requires life changes. It often requires things like having to figure out how to actually maintain the relationship in the physical if they live apart from each other, or if there are other conditions in their lives that set each other apart from physical union. It is at this point that the test of love is truly revealed, when partners have to go through a test of their own inner resolve to figure out, are they going to really choose love? Or are they going to let everything in the way of love come in the way of their physical relationship? It's at this point that the ego can start to play a game within each twin flame. You might start to feel like there is actually a dichotomy between your ego and your own soul when it comes to whether or not you are to unify with your twin flame. Very often the masculine counterpart is challenged by their own ego because their past programming includes different stereotypes of what love should feel like, different karmic relationships in the past that maybe made them feel undeserving of true love, various physical, material, 3D attachments, which are imposing of conditions on this new kind of a love. And all these factors need to be carefully analyzed and eventually released in order for them to harmonize with their twin flame. For both masculine and feminine, This overwhelming feeling of love is something that emanates from a place that they have not experienced in the past. It is a deep soul desire to merge and a heart-based pull to unify that brings each twin flame together. However, both masculine and feminine are often challenged by the intensity of these feelings, which can quickly take them into the phase of separation. Whenever separation occurs in the twin flame relationship, it is because the ego overpowers the desire for union in both masculine and feminine. Very often, there is a runner-chaser dynamic that emerges in this relationship when you have one partner actively pursuing the other. Meanwhile, one partner appears to sabotage the relationship entirely and simply run from it, possibly denying the connection, invalidating the feelings experienced, and choosing to deny the existence of their counterpart altogether. This stage can involve attempts to block the partner out of their life, such as blocking them on social media, choosing to not communicate, going through a period of no contact, and simply refraining from acknowledging the connection. You may feel a desire at some point to just imagine that this connection does not exist, to warrant the feelings unjustified, and to blow it off entirely because you believe that it is irrational and somehow impractical to maintain the intensity of this connection in the 3D world. However, what twin flames will eventually realize along this journey is that trying to deny the connection is futile, and eventually both partners will feel that their soul's urge to unite and to further explore the connection overpowers their ego's desire to resist it. Eventually, you will feel like the brain is simply creating illusory impediments in the way of love, and trying to battle the brain only inflicts deeper suffering. What happens is the mind will start jumping to conclusions about the unfeasibility of this connection, making you feel like your counterpart does not feel the same way about you, or perhaps that you're not deserving of a love so deep and so intense. You may feel at a certain point that you're not ready to fully unite because a deeper rooted fear of intimacy begins to come to the surface. The deeper you explore yourself during the phase of separation, the more inner truths you will excavate regarding your ability to harmonize with yourself in a union. Because remember, the epitome of a twin flame relationship is experienced when you are fully open to the experience of yourself, to your own feelings, to your own heart's desires, and to your own experience and acceptance of love. 100% of the time, twin flame separation occurs because there's a mirrored resistance to the experience of love in both partners. I'll repeat this. The twin flame separation occurs because both partners, on some level, consciously and or subconsciously, are resisting the experience of union. Now, if you are a chaser in a twin flame relationship and you're thinking that your partner is the one who is sabotaging the union and is the one who's creating all of the chaos that is unnecessary because you desire the love so badly, I want you to think about where you may be inflicting this condition of separation within yourself. Your partner is not somebody to change in the 3D world. They are merely a projection of you. If you identify as a divine feminine energy, then your masculine counterpart will be your animus, the reflection of the unconscious masculine aspect of your own psyche. And if you classify as a masculine energy, then your feminine in the world will classify as the anima, or the feminine reflection in your unconscious psyche. What this is saying is basically that the way that you side with the feminine or the masculine energy within you is going to be reflected in your physical twin flame union. If you in any way have an issue identifying with the opposite archetype within your own subconscious mind, your partner will simply mimic that behavior in the real world. In other words, if you are afraid of integrating the opposite polarity within yourself and experiencing the alchemical merger of masculine and feminine, left and right brain thinking within your consciousness, you are going to constantly feel like your partner is sabotaging the connection. But in this world of twin flame dynamics, nobody is to blame, and both are simply mirroring the shared experience of either defying or truly uniting with the experience of love. Now, by now I'm sure you're asking, how can I end this painful phase of separation? Separation can go on for days, months, or even years. Twin flames often go through cycles of separation, possibly breakups repeatedly over months or years, when they challenge each other's feelings, hurt each other, and potentially go through phases of completely denying the connection. But at a certain point, they both acknowledge that there is nothing that can be denied about this union. And then when one partner decides to go through a deep phase of soul-searching and inner healing, the other partner somehow goes through it as well. I want you to think about this relationship as something non-linear, as an extraordinary human kind of dynamic, which does not mirror other kinds of earthly relationships. This is not a karmic or regular soulmate kind of a bond. This is a really supernatural sort of a relationship which involves quantum entanglement, because the essence of the twin flame relationship is such that the two souls were at one point united. They share an oversoul, which means that at a deep, fundamental level, they're actually sharing the same experience. When you, as either a feminine or a masculine counterpart, go through the healing to unify with the opposite archetype within your own subconscious mind, your partner naturally starts to receive the need for healing, and they begin to emulate it as well. When you decide to heal, you are doing your part to bring your twin flame healing, not by outwardly pursuing them, trying to change them, or even blaming them for the cause of separation. Rather, you deciding to surrender to the need for healing allows you to figure out where within you are you still blocking yourself from the experience of love. By asking yourself the essential question, what am I running from, or what am I chasing? What am I hiding from, or where am I reserving myself from the full experience of intimacy, connection, and oneness? You start to understand what it is that you need to come to terms with within yourself to understand your twin flame more as a reflection of you. Because ultimately, your twin flame is the most sacred teacher that you're ever going to manifest in the physical. Though your twin flame may cause immense chaos in your life at times and you may want to resist them, they're actually your teacher of love. They're your best friend. They're your counterpart because they allow you to experience the balance within you as a reflection of where you need to create balance in the outer realm, just by turning within and choosing to acknowledge your outer matrix experience as a reflection of you. If you want to experience harmonious twin flame union, the first thing to do is to question the disintegration between your ego and your soul. Because the soul's reality in a twin flame union is always such that you experience oneness in a higher dimensional plane. You and your twin flame are already one. And so if you experience this magical shared connection that you know for sure feels like a twin flame union and is experienced by the partner, then what you need to think about is where are you still allowing your ego to override the reality of your soul in the physical. Now this means not just thinking about the relationship, but actually all aspects of your life which you might have forged with an inauthentic nature of yourself. Think about every aspect of your life in which you deny yourself the experience of love, which includes self-love, how authentically you present yourself, how you choose to express and communicate your deepest feelings, how you choose to go into the world and just bring your light to the surface without fear of judgment, criticism, or any kind of resistance. Wherever you are still resisting yourself, you are subsequently resisting your twin flame. Wherever you, as a feminine energy, are denying yourself the ability to express femininity, is the same place where the masculine will start to run from you, to reveal your innermost need to come back to the feminine origin, to harmonize with the opposing masculine charge. Similarly, whenever a masculine is stuck in a more feminine, dark, and repressed energy, the feminine will start to somehow repress him. The feminine will naturally contract if the masculine is not revealing his powerful, grounded, and mature energy, because the feminine cannot be in a safe place unless the masculine steps up to his role as a container and safe haven for the feminine to relax into her power. Essentially, the twin flame dynamic is a perfect playing ground for both partners to experience where they are not fully activated in their authentic essence. Where the feminine needs to grow and develop into this goddess kind of an archetype is the same place where the masculine needs to learn how to become her protector, how to rise into a very confident and mature energy that is ready to lead through his heart and to trust the feminine's oracle of wisdom. When the feminine learns to lead with her heart and to pursue the masculine, not just through an egocentric desire to be with him, but also to guide him in pursuit of their shared mission, the masculine can sense this light turn on within her, and he can calmly surrender to the union, which ends up transcending all of his egoic limitations. When the feminine stops being scared of her ability to shine light and to expose the shadow of the masculine, both partners magnetically begin to draw each other together because of their shared recognition of the larger purpose they are meant to serve together. If you are watching this video, I want to remind you that you are in a perfect position to create the harmony you desire in a twin flame relationship, because this is purely contingent on you. You are the carrier of the light in your dynamic if you decide to be. Through your own wisdom and deep knowing that you espouse, you are able to illuminate the darkness within your twin flame, because simply by becoming conscious of the unconscious aspects of your own psyche, you are also revealing what healing you need to do, which simultaneously brings that healing to your counterpart. So trust your knowing. Ask yourself these deeper questions to guide you through a process of surrender and activation of all of your innate abilities, knowing, and higher wisdom. Know that when you decide to achieve union within yourself, your partner will not need to know that you're going through this process. They will simply feel it and start reciprocating that energy within themselves. By choosing to experience unity, you're choosing to give yourself to the force of unity consciousness and becoming one of the many souls on this twin flame path that are meant to bring a greater mission to planet Earth, cultivating the new Earth, one soul at a time, by choosing to resonate in the frequency of love. By opening your heart and choosing to unconditionally love your twin flame even through the phase of separation, you are surrendering all need to be in physical union, which somehow magnetically ends up manifesting the union you are seeking. Because by simply surrendering the fear that you will not be in union, you're allowing yourself to develop on a deeper level. You're giving yourself the space and dedication you need to realize what this union is actually for, what it's teaching you about yourself. You can even be grateful for the period of separation because that's allowing you to mature into the soul who you're always meant to be in the physical. Thank your twin flame for allowing you to experience the separation, to experience the unabiding love that they have for you and that you have for them, which you can even experience through telepathic signs and synchronicities even while you're apart. Speak to your twin flame in your heart and feel them within your own body and soul, for they are with you. And if you are meant to manifest them in the physical, then you will, as soon as you let go of the desire to manifest this union in the physical, because it's that phase of deep surrender and trust of your own heart and soul that actually draws them back in the 3D. This union journey is a very paradoxical and unique kind of experience which the mind and ego can try to defy, but that is exactly the point. Because when you can transcend the ego and fall into deeper love with your own heart and soul, then the love for your twin flame will emanate through your entire world. You'll experience love as a reflection of what that union means for you, and see that your twin flame is really meant to guide you to love universally, openly, to be your most authentic self, and going through this process of inner resolution is exactly what is needed to awaken the both of you for a shared experience of love together.